Hey guys, it's me again, Thomas, and I just worked this morning and they sent me home to go to sleep to come back and work tonight, so it's going to be a lot of work hours. But I just wanted to show an update on this Rotala bush here, and I was showing you guys about what the undersides look like. Well, these are rotundifolias here, and they're kind of pink, and it's hard for me to get much more color out of them, but they got to kind of get big and branchy to get more color. But for the most part, rotundifolias don't seem to creep down like these are doing. So maybe my H-Raws that I got mixed in are a little bit too mixed in there. So I thinned out the bush, and then I knocked out completely the left side. So this is what a well-maintained trimmed bush looks like when you knock it down. On the left side here in the corner, we have blocked view by the Anubias and New Driftwood from the 38 is the Rotala Singapore separated completely by itself so that I don't get mixed again as I did here. The Rotala SP green obviously is never going to get mixed up because, I mean, look how it grows and it stays green. But H-Raws and rotundifolias are mixed, and I can't even sort them out. I can't even really give them high enough light yet to sort them. So I left a clump of them to keep growing up here to let the big branchy pieces grow out and try to figure out and sort which ones are the H-Raws. And sorry about that. There's guys rebuilding part of the porch outside of my apartments. These guys that are creeping downward, I'm assuming are H-Raws because I've never had rotundifolias creep. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe rotundifolias do creep. If they creep and only stay pink, it might be kind of like how H-Raws, when the H-Raws have enough light to creep, they usually darken up more. So if I can't get these guys sorted, I'm just going to yank them all out and either grow completely nothing but the Singapores when they get their color in. I'll keep a bunch of Singapores, and I may get a few more stems of Rotala H-Raw, or just go legit and get a tissue culture and just set up some H-Raws by themselves. Keep them separated. The Arcuata bush is growing back, so they're kind of orange. Gonna try to get that blood red out of them again. I pulled the Bacopa carolinianas and the greener plants that I had in here out and left just this. But the thing is, this tank would look better if I had more stable color. But I don't, because right here, this grass, this pygmy chainsaw that I have, if you can see, is green and pink. Now these guys are a nice bright pink. These are my crypt flamingos. They're still doing okay. But see, the brown plant mixes good in there. But with highlight, my little brown crypts are so compact that there's no height on them. But the fact that I have no green or dark green plants filling this kind of washes out the arcuatas in the back, which are to a red fiery orange on top and dark and a bright snappy green in the middle. So I'm upgrading the tank soon. I'm gonna get a UNS 75P, which it's an odd size, so there's hardly anything to find on anywhere on the internet. So lighting it might be difficult, and the worst thing about buying a new tank, obviously, is they don't make stands for them, really. So I have to find someone to make it, but I'll take these red big stems out of here and try to make some just green plants in here, or some dark brown type plants, which can help, separate from that, because it looks like a mess over here on this side. I think it kind of looks decent transitioning from here to the little pinks and the rocks, and then the kind of green and pink pygmy chainsword. But then you have right here all this beautiful moss that's growing in. all my little peacock moss and stuff, and I'm letting it grow wild anywhere it wants to right now. Blends with the carpet, but it's so pretty. Here's some, if you can see it. It's hard to see, but yeah. And algae has been pretty manageable here. I do have a little bit of algae. I can show you if I can find it again. I just saw some. But whenever, instead of having algae real bad everywhere, now I'm getting to where like I see a plug of it and I pluck it out. And I don't know. I can't really find any right now, but I do have some in here. It grows on the carpet. And so, look at these guys. They're so happy. Man, I have like 3 amanos carrying eggs around. So, I mean, I guess they just don't know. Oh, here's some algae right here. There's a piece right there. See that piece flowing? That little piece right there flowing in the grass. That's algae. That's like staghorn or something. I don't know what it is. But when I see it, I used to have it growing everywhere. But now I see one flowing piece there and a flowing piece somewhere else. And I really get in there. I really get in there with my tweezers and kind of just take them out. So I bet I can get this guy right now. Now, check this out. Hold it against here. This is what I get a lot. This is the algae that I get. And of course I get green spot, but see if I can focus on this. No. Maybe if I can focus and bring it in slow. Nope. Nope. I'm wasting y'all's time. I can't even focus on it. But yeah, that's this is the main algae that I get. It's a little soft branch. It's real soft. I mean, it looks pretty when it grows on wood. I used to have this entire piece of wood here covered in it, and I just thought it looked cool, but then I realized that was part of my problem, was that it was growing rampant all over the tank. I figured, well, if it's in one spot, I'll just leave it, but I was getting it all in the carpet too. Still waiting on the hair grass to grow back, come in, whatever. I don't know. I can't really tell if it's new sprouts or not. I don't really see new sprouts in here. I mean, it's like it's the same tissue culture, the same pieces, still sitting there the same. I don't know if I need to trim it all down, but if I'm scared that if I trim all the blades down that they'll die. Maybe if I just leave it in there like that, it will eventually self-melt and grow back. I don't know. But yeah, ever since I started running the 24/7 mode on the Phoenix, I know I have less algae problems, because if you look at this snail, algae free. This snail, algae free. But look at this guy right here. You see the front half of him? The new growth? Algae free. You see the back half of him? That was from when my light was really giving me algae problems. This dude is covered in algae on the old part, but all that new part is since I added the Phoenix light and managed my light better and got my algae under control. Now, my fluval, my bright fluval here, LED in the back, I do run that 8 hours a day over the back for the Rotalas. And if you can see, it's offset to the left. So the arcuatas here, right there, get more bright orange. And the ones more in the back have a harder time growing so much, because the front part right here is getting way more light. So those guys are going to be blood red right here to orange, and then kind of fade to green back there. But these Rotalas, they need high highlight, so I have it all the way to the corner. But these guys back here, I really need these guys to grow in, and I'm going to completely rip out and replace these guys with it. I just haven't done it yet because no matter what happens, no matter what I do, I just can't seem to make myself get rid of these guys. They're real pretty. So that's my long, incredibly long, short update. And I do have baby runners. Finally, see that little tiny baby on the Pinata right here? That little bitty baby is a runner. I can clip that off and glue it to a rock somewhere or something. So I'm gonna start growing Pinata and moss on all my rocks and driftwood soon, and probably eventually yank out a lot of stems and just do accents and background stems and grasses, and mainly just kind of make it more of a nature setup. It won't look like Philip Oliveira or anybody, but maybe I can kind of get it going. But yeah, look how great it looks right here. Now look at the left half, ripped up. That was supposed to be a short 2-minute update, but yeah, you see how it turned out. But yeah, things are going swell, and a lot of trimming, a lot of work, a lot of changes, and getting ready for a new tank and new scape soon. So we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking about getting a new light too. When I get that new tank, it's going to be not an 88, it's going to be a UNS 75P. And what that size is basically like an Aqueon 38, but wider, or you could say maybe almost a 40 breeder size. So it's going to be this same width, 30, but front to back and tall, it'll be about 17.5 inches. So that's going to be a big fat footprint. So I might do pendant lighting, sort of pendant. I'm thinking about SB Reef because I keep seeing these people with these Dutch looking aquascapes that have like serious color, and the only ones I see with maxed out color, that many colors, like I think I could pop all these colors of all these plants, and see, they all look blend together. It looks ugly, but I really think all these guys would look great and look different, and you could sort their colors out with your eye with a light that has more spectrum. Because all I have is white, red, green, and blue, and if you mix the red, green, and blue, you just get more white. So I think that's part of the problem with is I use LEDs, but there is an LED light that's not that expensive by SB Reef lights that I think I'm going to get a 16-inch and put it up and get that for the new tank. And if it's not quite enough, I'll just maybe either get a second one or maybe just supplement with the Phoenix and use the Phoenix mostly just white turned down with maybe some color or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Things are going great in here. There's Endler babies, no shrimp babies yet. I probably never will have shrimp babies, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. So, Rotella bush, half missing. Rotella bush. Alright, thanks for watching. If you hung in there, congratulations. I'm your biggest fan.